right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Friday, September 20th, and the Yankees were kicking off a series with the A's at Oakland Coliseum for the final time. Gerrit Cole on the mound. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out.
Hey, pull me back, kid.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Win number 90 for the Yankees, and a nice job by Luke Weaver to close it out there. Magic number down to 5. What's up, TK?
Doing pretty good. It's probably pretty late for you, right? It's only 9 o'clock for me, just past 9.
Well, it's 12:18. It's late, but I did get a nap this evening before the game. I fell asleep. I was watching No Country for Old Men, so I got to restart it because I was like halfway through, and I was trying to fall asleep. It's one of the best movies ever. So I actually kind of turned the picture off on the TV and had the sound still going, and I passed out for a couple hours, but feeling much better now. Outstanding performance from Gerrit Cole tonight. Unbelievable. He was amazing. We'll talk about that in a minute. Good night for Anthony Volpe on both sides of the baseball. Huge pinch hit double from Juan Soto. Final series at Oakland Coliseum for the Yankees. TK, you ever been to Oakland?
I live on the West Coast, but no, I have not. I went up to San Francisco earlier this season, which is in the same area, but I don't really have any interest in going to that ballpark. I have a friend of mine who's been, and he says in the men's bathroom, the urinal is one of those just like big metal ice box situations.
Oh, where it's like it's where you got all the different dicks pissing into the same. I don't like that.
And it's like from the 70s or something, man. It's crazy. So that place is wild.
I don't like the trough of pee. I don't like my pee mixing with the other pee either. I don't know why. I just
with ice too, like in the thing.
God, that's gross.
Yeah,
that's gross. Before the game, the Yankees DFA'd Ron Marinaccio. I was kind of shocked, so let's pour one out for Marinara. Gonna have a little 2 a.m. mozzarella sticks in his honor tonight. But this was a big game for the Yankees. Orioles won tonight against the Tigers. 15th win for Corbin Burns this season. But the Yankees maintain a 4-game lead in the AL East. It's going to be nice to clinch against the O's, man.
Yeah, you really hope that they are able to. Just got to keep taking care of business. The Yankees are certainly in the driver's seat right now, man. You just got to win some series, and they should be able to get it done. They've got playing with a little bit of moxie. I feel like they're playing well. I feel like this team has responded to a pretty good amount of adversity this season, more so than other seasons. You look at Glaber being benched or Nestor getting skipped in the rotation, even Volpe getting pinch hit for. Even you want to go with Cole intentionally walking Devers, that really weird thing, whatever the hell that was, and pitched a stellar game tonight. So I feel like better than previous years have they responded better to adversity than I've seen this group have. So
yeah. William Estrella says it's about time for a shave. I guess he doesn't like the beard. Why do you hate freedom? Why do you hate freedom, William? So let's talk a little bit about Gerrit Cole. I might grow a playoff beard from now until the end of the season just for William. Gerrit Cole, maybe I'll get the Austin Wells mustache going. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. So Aiden has a mustache. I don't want to turn this into like the mustache gang, right? Like I don't want as long as you keep the Batman look going, we're straight. But okay. So 9 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts for Gerrit Cole. The Yankees offense didn't help him out much. Little chip on his shoulder after the last time out, TK?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little bit. But that's when he's at his best, man. He's just one of those guys. You got to be. Yeah, I want you spitting flames out there. You know, when you're in that position right there, you got to be spitting fire. So it's good to see a little chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. William says it's your head, kid. I don't know if you realize that, but like the head and the face are generally described in 2 different ways. A beard doesn't grow on top of your head. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So Gerrit Cole, if he opts out, do you think that the Yankees should or will add that extra year?
That's two very different questions. Now, I'm going to think as the Yankee front office right now. I think that they absolutely will add the extra year, the 10th year of the contract, which would come out to what, like a 5-year, $180 million contract, if you want to look at it that way, like if he were going to enter free agency right now. I definitely think they would do it. Now, do you think Cole does it? Probably. He's come off a little bit of a weird year. He's had some really good starts here and there, some shaky starts. He's obviously was injured at the beginning of the season, and he won the Cy Young Award, obviously, the season before that. So it's a very funny thing. But you look at Verlander and Scherzer, they were able to get 40+ million at the age of 39, 40 years old. So I would think Cole would opt out just for that reason right there. But if the Yankees, I really have no doubt they're just going to add the 5th year or the 10th year, excuse me. Whether you think that they should, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like he's been such a rock in the rotation while he's been a Yankee. He's had some big starts for them. I mean, I know he's been shaky against the Red Sox and the Mets, but he's had, honestly, other than that wild card game in Fenway, he's had a stellar postseason career with the Yankees. I really feel like he's a presence in the clubhouse as well. That's kind of an underrated thing with players. I mean, I think I would hold on to him. I don't see how you can let him walk away, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if he opts out, I think they should pass. I know that's controversial. I don't want to pay for the down years of a power pitcher. You know, I think we're getting the last little bit of dominant Garrett Cole right here. I think this is the Yankees' best chance to win a World Series with him right now. If he does opt out, I would pass Adina, but I'm not entirely sure he's going to opt out because, you know, he had an elbow issue this year. Yeah. It was not a great, you know, there might be some trepidation on the market for him, given how, you know, pitchers age, right? I mean, who wants to hand out another look how well that contract with Scherzer worked out, or with Verlander, you know? I don't think teams want to make that mistake, and the only team that's going to, you know, pay that kind of money for a pitcher late in the 30s is the Mets with Cohen, and I'm not sure he wants to get burned like that again. So, I don't know.
I don't know. He may have learned his lesson with it, but Garrett Cole's 34 years old. I don't think he's super old yet, to the point where like Verlander and Scherzer were in their upper 30s when they got those contracts. But I think Garrett Cole is such a student of the game, such a professor with pitching. I do think he'll be able to like evolve his philosophy to, you know, when he starts to lose a couple ticks on his fastball, and he doesn't have the same fastball as he did when we first signed him when he was like, 29? I mean, when he was 29, he was sitting like 97, 98, and he was touching 100. Now he's more like 95, 96, and he ticks it up to 97, 98 sometimes. Even if he gets down to like 93, 94, he's such a student of the game that I think he'll be able to evolve and kind of age like fine wine. That's just me. I really feel like he will. But we saw the injury this earlier this season kind of gives you some pause. Is his elbow ready to kind of explode at this point in his career? I don't know if he's had Tommy John yet. I don't think he has. Is it kind of a matter of time, you know?
Yeah, well, curveball was pretty good tonight. You know, straight down, 12-6er. So he's been, you know, throwing that more. The changeup was good tonight. So at least he's like using his secondary pitches and so forth. Let's talk a little bit about just like the state of the team. Usually when we do one of these podcasts, we have 4 concrete topics before we move on to the recap. But you and I tend to go off topic and veer into everything else. So feel free to post your topics and comments in the chat, and we'll kind of go after it. But I want to start off with Giancarlo Stanton, 5 for his last 40. That's a 125 average. If he doesn't heat up before the playoffs, is he at risk of losing some at-bats in the postseason? I mean, typically he's a game changer. You know, he can flip the script with one swing or get hot like instantaneously. But he's a guy that doesn't play well after long periods of, you know, time off. The Yankees are probably going to have a layoff before the first round. And if he goes in cold, I mean, is it one of those things where it's like the baseball thing where being cold plus having your timing thrown off by a layoff kind of magically makes you right? Or what are you thinking with Giancarlo?
Yeah, it's a difficult thing because he's kind of been like the one guy in this lineup who every postseason seems to kind of turn it on. He's had some like electric, huge moments. Oh, Michael, this hat is from Mitchell and Ness. Just get that out of the way. But yes, it is cool. But anyway, so the Stan has been like the one guy who's been pretty consistent throughout the playoffs with this lineup. And just looking at his stats through the year right now, so 390 at bats, he's hitting 231, and he's got 25 home runs. So I mean, kind of a mid year, honestly. We still got him for like a few more years. It's just a weird fit on the team, man. Because even tonight, right? He hit that ball to right field that was like a foot away from going out to end the game early, really, because if that went out, obviously Cole would have just finished the game off. And then he stops at first because he's slow. He can't run because his hamstrings are going to explode at any moment. And so he stops at first, and then it just clogs the bases, like totally. It's just a weird...
I compare his hamstrings to those little rubber masks that you get from the CVS store with the plastic strap that snaps the first house on Halloween.
Yeah. It's just a weird fit on the team. It's a weird roster fit as an asset, as a player.
Ken Rosenthal calls it the original sin of Brian Cashman's roster construction that's been kind of screwed up for the last few years. So what's your playoff rotation looking like right now? We've got potential 5 starters for 4 spots. We got Cole throwing the ball well right now. Rodon, Nestor, Schmidt, and Huel. We know Huel has some issues out of the bullpen. Nestor has been good out of the bullpen, but he's been lights out as a starter the last few times. Schmidt, pretty much a guaranteed 5 innings of 1 or 2 runs. It's a good problem to have. I'm just not sure how the Yankees are going to go right now. I mean, maybe it depends on who they play.
Yeah, I think it's going to depend a lot on matchups, but let me know what you think about this. I think honestly, the way Nestor has pitched the last few weeks, like I kind of like him to start a game in the playoffs, just a different look. But if I'm going to start like a Nestor, or if you want to go, like I would like to do like a Schmidt Nestor or a Nestor Schmidt, where it's like one guy goes 5 innings and the guy gets the ball for the rest of the game. Like I just think lefty and then righty, or righty and then lefty, they kind of have some funky stuff the way it moves. I think that would just like play well. But I would say that it's just going to be a really interesting thing. And I think they're going to go with matchups. Obviously Cole, but my biggest thing is obviously Huel's had a great season. He's got electric stuff, but dude, his command issues really worry me in the playoffs, just because walks will kill you in October. They'll just kill you. And I feel like a young guy, obviously who's never pitched in October, and I'm not knocking the guy. He's been great, and I think he's going to have a phenomenal career. But his lack of command and him being a young guy coming into the playoffs for the first time, it just like isn't really a good recipe for success, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. We got, about 10 days until the postseason starts, or until that series begins for the Yankees. How many games we got left? What do we got? Like 9 games, and then we're gonna have a 5. So a couple of weeks, we'll find out for sure. Hey, quick word from our sponsor before we get to the breakdown. This is a segment I like to call Paying Derek's Light Bill. Be back in about 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Mornings are nuts, especially when you're doing a voicemail show like I do. No time for breakfast, but you still need to start your day right. What if a delicious, nutritious meal could be ready in just seconds? Support for Pinstripe Territory is brought to you by Huel, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand, trusted by millions with over 400 million meals sold worldwide. Fuel your day with convenient, complete nutrition. Try it yourself with this exclusive offer, 15% off using the code FOUL at Huel.com. Personally, I love the Huel Ultimate Super Greens Powder. It's packed with 91 vitamins, minerals, and whole food ingredients. Their nutrition bars are great. Savory pouches are amazing too. Give it a try. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel's nutritionally complete meals. Focus on what really matters. Again, that's 15% off using the code FOUL at Huel.com.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Clay Holmes says, Terrence, am I on the roster for the playoffs? Look, I don't want him anywhere near the roster, but there's no way the Yankees are going to leave him off. I mean, they're probably not going to give him the ball in the 9th inning in the playoffs, but I think he'll be on the roster.
Clay Holmes is on the sun, dude. He's on the sun.
Launch him.
it.
Launched.
Yeah.
Mark Anthony says, I think we dodged a bullet with Yamamoto. What are you thinking about that? I mean, he missed a large portion of the season with that rotator cuff stuff. Generally, you don't like to hear the words rotator cuff with a pitcher ever, but especially not at 25 years old for a guy who's kind of already undersized. But he looked legit against the Yankees in that one game in the Bronx. And then when he came back, he looked really good. I haven't seen his second start since coming back. Maybe he pitched tonight, but he was absolutely filthy. Ohtani hit another one tonight too, so he's probably going to catch Judge. I mean, he's only a couple behind him now, one behind him maybe. Anyway, let's talk about this game. Gleyber Torres led off with a base hit again, but Austin Wells promptly banged into a double play. Gleyber's been doing a nice job getting on base to lead off the game recently, TK. And we got to talk about this. He made some nice defensive plays recently too. We'll talk about that. Really easy first inning for Garrett Cole. He actually started the game with 9 up, 9 down. For a minute, I was thinking about Domingo Germán's perfect game. It's funny that nobody ever talks about Domingo Germán's perfect game anymore. Nobody ever mentions it. It's like it never happened. I may have seen it mentioned 2 times in the chat this year.
Domingo Germán, dude, I can't, man. The guy's like flipping couches in the clubhouse. He's like slapping his wife. I mean, that guy was just toxic. I don't care about the perfect game. It was against the Oakland Athletics. Like, yeah, it was cool throwing a perfect game. Like, but honestly, I feel like stats in today, even Ohtani's 50-50 thing, you just brought up Ohtani. I feel like the 50 super impressive. But the guy didn't pitch this season. I don't think he's going to put up an offensive year like that when he starts pitching again. It's just like virtually impossible. And if he does, that guy is just not human. But also with the rule changes, the bags are bigger. You can only throw over twice with the pitch clock. It's just easier to steal a bag. It just is. I mean, Acuna did 40-70 like a couple of years ago, like coming off an ACL tear. I mean, to me, that's even more impressive. 40-70, that's just nuts. So
I don't know, 50-50.
50-50 is crazy, but
honestly,
40-70 is also crazy.
The way he's playing wouldn't shock me if he went 60-60. But bottom 2, another fantastic play on defense for Gleyber Torres. Is it just me, or has his defense gotten a little bit better since he started hitting again? It's like when he's not hitting, he takes it into the field, and when he is hitting, he takes that into the field.
Yeah, I think Gleyber's always been a little bit of a head case like that. I think when his offense is going well and he's hitting well, he has just more swag, more confidence. And yeah, he'll make a couple sparkling plays out on the field, but when he's not hitting well, obviously, and then when he's not hitting well, he makes a couple like boneheaded plays on the base paths, and that's what really drives you nuts. It's like, look, if you make a physical error in the field, it happens, man. It's baseball. Like, sometimes you're not going to make every play, right? But I mean, if you're just like head in the clouds, you don't know how many outs there are, and you get caught in the middle of the base paths, I mean, just like, you just want to throw your TV out the window. Like, come on, man. You're a professional baseball player making a very good living. Like, get it together. I'm never going to kill a guy for a physical error. I'm going to be disappointed, but I'm never going to kill a guy for that. But a mental error is just going to drive me nuts.
And the Yankees do make a lot of base running errors, but nothing compared to what Seattle did in that series. 2 games in a row on third base. Awful. Anyway, base hit for Volpe in the top of the third. Another good game for him. A's got on the board first with a couple of hits in the bottom of the 4th inning. Looked like Verdugo kind of double clutched on a throw home. Kind of similar to that Dominguez play earlier this year. But I think he just didn't have a grip on it. Top 5, Yanks put 2 runners on for Volpe, and he picked up an opposite field base hit to tie up the game. Second hit of the night. And it's good to see him go into right field tonight. Top 7, John Carlos smoked one off the right field wall. You mentioned it earlier. Only got a single out of it. He runs like he's in the early stages of rigor mortis, I got to say. Jason Dominguez pinch ran for him, but Rizzo bounced into a double play before he could swipe second. I was hoping he would go first pitch, but I kind of had a feeling DP was happening there. I don't know. It was just this feeling came over me. Top 9, A's went to Mason Miller, and he absolutely shoved. He was touching 102 to strike out the Martian. He's filthy, man. He's just nasty, bro. He's just nasty.
Yeah. He's one of the premier relievers in the league. Look, obviously, Martian looked a little overmatched there. Like, this isn't AAA.
Everybody
not in Kansas anymore, you know? But, I mean, that's Mason Miller. That's literally one of the probably top 5 premier relievers in the game. And the guy's throwing straight gas. They only had him throw the 1 inning though, because like he can only throw 3 outs. He can't go more than 3 outs because he can't be throwing like 104 for like 30 pitches. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
And then that breaking ball he throws is like, I'm sure the RPMs on that thing is just nuts. So they got to get him out of there after the 3 outs.
Yeah.
Got to save him a little bit.
Another nice play by Volpe in the bottom of the 9th to get the first out. Cole completed 9 innings to send the game to extras. Final line, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Just a fantastic job for him. Super efficient. So extra innings, Dominguez is on second. Let's start with Rizzo. He ripped a line drive to right field. Right fielder didn't come up with it clean, but they stopped Dominguez at third. I thought for a second that was going to be another, yelling at Rojas on the postgame show, but Soto picked him up. Actually, Dominguez scored on a passed ball, and then Soto pinch hit and ripped one over the left fielder's head for another run. He had to come out of the game, obviously still nursing the knee injury, but man, Soto is absolutely clutch. No one's going to say that Soto is not clutch.
Yeah, no, the guy's a stud, and he has been since he's got him to the big leagues. The guy was playing in a World Series at like 20 years old against the Astros, against like Justin Verlander. And I mean, he had a good World Series too. I think that's one of the valuable, look, he's a phenomenal player, but an added layer to him being so valuable is that he is up for the moment. It doesn't shake him at all. And New York hasn't shaken him. Sometimes you see a guy come in, his free agency year, that's an added element to it. Never been a Yankee before. First year as a Yankee, also his free agency year, and he just comes in and lights it up, man. So he's got like all the like calmness in the most intense moment in the world. He's like doing his shuffle thing when it's like the game is on the line. Guy just is ice cold, ice in the veins all the time.
Ice in the veins. I love it.
And I'm telling you right now, he's gonna have like a signature Yankee moment in the playoffs. Like,
it's happening.
Electric moment. It's going to happen.
Engrave it. Mark it down. It's happening.
Yeah.
John Birdie pinch ran for him. He scored on another base hit by Anthony Volpe, who was 3 for 4 with 2 ribbies. So maybe he's getting some swag back. It's good to see him going to right field. I put out that video the other day where I was showing that, when he's going to right field, he's better. I saw Teacher Man also put out a little short trying to break him down too. So glad to see that we got several people on board with getting Volpe going. Weaver came in for the 9th. Struck out 3 hitters, and the Yankees pick up win number 90.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win. You're a winner.
The chat is right. Look, I shaved my head for a fun event. I'm just letting it kind of grow back in now, just to, mostly out of laziness, honestly. I just haven't had a chance to I will shave it again at some point, but lately it's just been more, apathy than anything. I haven't showered in weeks, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, those West Coast games, man, they beat you up.
They beat you up. Belt tonight. Do the honors.
I think there's nobody else but Gerrit Cole tonight.
Honorable mention to Volpe.
Honorable mention to Volpe. Honestly, honorable mention to Rizzo. Rizzo had a couple nice scoops in the field to save a couple. He's been really playing well defensively, which is huge. If he can play average offense, like give me an average bat, I'm okay with that. Guy's got championship pedigree, and if he's gonna save you in the field like that, kill some rallies, I'm okay with that. I'll buy that.
Yeah, I hear you. And back to Gerrit Cole, he was definitely pitching with a little something extra this start after what happened last time. And you can't really do much better than he did. He did allow 1 run, but he really could have flirted with a no-hitter tonight. He had no-hit stuff. So really great performance from Gerrit Cole. Let's take a few comments here. Wayne says, Volpe finally looks like he's hitting up to his talent and potential. This is the same guy probably called in 2 days ago and said, release Volpe. No, I feel like we have these ebbs, these ups and downs, and when he has a bad game, everybody's on him, and when he has a good game, everybody's like, yeah, Volpe, all right, fucking A. But I think that, it's just growing pains. It's going to be the same thing with Dominguez. He's going to have ups and downs. His defense has been rough, bro. Like, I'm the biggest Dominguez stan there's ever been in this world, and his defense has been atrocious, like really bad. His D-WAR is going to be like -2, only playing a month of baseball. But hopefully he's in the starting lineup tomorrow. I want to continue to see him get at bats. He has really good at bats. He doesn't hit much from the right side, but he draws walks. Like, he's got a really good eye from the right side. I bet his left eye is his dominant eye. And then from the right side. And then from the left side, obviously takes the ball the other way. Good power. He's got crazy bat speed if you look at the StatCast numbers. But third belt of the season for Garrett Cole. And let's see, we've got a couple comments here. Melvin says, hopefully Volpe watched my breakdown of his swing. I doubt it. Although his dad does come to this channel sometimes and post, so maybe he showed it, like, I know my dad, if I was struggling and he saw a video, hey, you're doing this wrong, he would forward it to me. So we'll see. Frankie likes your hair. Frankie says you have immaculate hair.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, work hard on it. It's a little tough to maintain now. It's gotten long, but I appreciate that.
You're like the anti-Derek. My hair is like all patchy. Like I look.
Yeah,
man,
look,
I look like
it's long now, man. Like I'm gonna cut it at some point to trim it up, but I mean it's getting there. I mean I've never had it this long. I just decided that. I don't know about you, man, but having a haircut out in Los Angeles is like $80. It's crazy. So I'm good. I'll go back to New York and get a cut.
Dude, I went to a Target when I was in California last, and they charged me for my bag I was like, what? For my bag? Yeah. Like, I had to carry stuff to my hotel just out of principle because I was not paying for a bag.
Yeah, it's like a few cents or something, right?
Yeah, and at the movie theater. But those paper straws they give you, that's where I draw the line, man.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. I'm drinking a milkshake. The thing is falling apart in my mouth, and I can't. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Look, there are some really cool parts of California, and there's some really bad parts of California. Kind of like anything in the world, right? I mean, pros and cons to anything. But the weather's nice. It's beautiful every day. So.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up here. Some final thoughts. So Yankees play again tomorrow night. I believe it's a 9:00 game, so it's a little bit earlier, East Coast time. And who's pitching tomorrow? Do you know? I don't have it in front of me.
Let me look at that up right now. But while you take some comments, but I got you.
Paris Grubb says, is the Manfred Man gone after this year? It is not. I think the Manfred Man is here to stay, as is the pitch clock. Carlos Rodon. Rodon against J.P. Sears.
Actually, J.P. Sears, funny enough, I lived in Charleston, South Carolina for a little bit, and he is from that area. He went to the Citadel, which is like a military academy. So, a little fun fact there about J.P. Sears.
Frankie says, Derek's vote will come down to who bans paper straws. Absolutely right. That's my entire platform. That's all I care about at this point.
You got a big decision coming up, Derek.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Yankees win number 90. Terrence, as always, a pleasure. And TK, what are you doing tomorrow night? You want to come back on the show tomorrow?
I'm actually going out of town tomorrow night. I'll be in San Diego. Sorry,
that's
Derek.
San Diego. All right, well, I'll be here by my lonesome. We'll catch you after the game. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.